Hey everyone, Edgar here, the host of Snug Wrestling. If you're looking to unwind without the hangover, check out Good Fuels. These are THC infused seltzers made with all natural ingredients, clean, crisp, and consistent every time. It's an easy, balanced way to relax, hang out with friends, or just vibe without the drawbacks of alcohol. And because you listen to Snug Wrestling, we got an exclusive offer for all of our listeners, 20% off at shop.getgoodfuels.com when you use promo code SNUG at checkout. That's shop.getgoodfuels.com and you get 20% off with promo code SNUG at checkout. That's Good Fuels, real chill, no hangover, must be 21 and over.
Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle, and you're listening to Snug Wrestling. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Well, hello there once again, everybody. Welcome back to the Snug Wrestling Podcast. It's the start of the week. Once again, happy Monday to everybody. And we're going to be going over WWE's Monday Night RAW, getting closer and closer to WrestleMania. We're just a couple weeks away, which is exciting for so many reasons. Not only for WrestleMania, I'm going to go to the last Monday Night Raw before Mania. That should be cool. But tonight they were in Madison Square Garden. And these shows, because it's Madison Square Garden, they tend to be a little bit more exciting because they want to go crazy for the most famous arena in the world. And we did get a lot of surprises tonight. Some more matches were announced for WrestleMania, some unexpected matches. And we're going to be going over all of this tonight with the Snug Crew, with Mr. Blood is here. Hopefully he doesn't have any more technical difficulties. Toxic and Tommy, welcome fellas. How we feeling tonight?
Really missing my laptop, guys. For those of you who don't know, my laptop got yanked off my dining room table. Nice MacBook Pro M4 chip, brand new computer. My dog was running around, got scared by something in the living room, yanked the cord, which dragged the entire computer off my table, and it broke on the tile. Here's the funny thing. They make those those new MacBook Pro chargers to where they're magnetic, so they automatically detach to keep you from pulling them. It did not magnetically detach like it was supposed to. And it's going to be a couple of weeks, hence why I'm not currently running the Monday Night Raw shows, just because I didn't want quality to dip. I was having connection issues with my phone. So thank you guys for bearing with me for the most part on SmackDown before I left the stream. Comes down to it, the show was fine, drug quite a bit in the middle. It was weird. It felt like it drug while also going by somewhat quick. But I got a lot of gripes tonight with the pacing, and I'm going to bitch real fucking hard here in a minute on this opening match with the way they're structuring these ads, let me tell you. Other than that, we're getting closer and closer to Mania. Kind of crazy that April is literally in 2 days already. I feel like Christmas was yesterday. So that means we are quite literally within 20 days of WrestleMania, and that's exciting.
I'm doing good. I only have one thing to complain about tonight, and I feel like everyone should know what that is. But the show was fine for me. I don't really have any complaints except for that one teeny tiny one. But it's not really a big complaint because there is also some reason I have towards it, because I understand why they could have went the way that they did with this. But I'm just ready to get into the show.
Show itself was fine for me. It looks like we are getting 10 matches for Mania, maybe 12, depending on how quickly things decide to add up. So we might be getting 6 matches per night, but as of right now, it looks like we're more than likely getting 5 per night, which honestly, I'm completely fine.
Alrighty then. And like I said, Madison Square Garden, full of surprises. Cody Rhodes showed up, and I'm like, what? Why? This is not SmackDown. What business does Cody Rhodes have on Monday Night Raw? His opponent from WrestleMania is Randy Orton, who's also on SmackDown. So what gives, right? He comes out, he does his super long entrance, he does the whoa and the pyro and all that good stuff. So what does Madison Square Garden want to talk about? You know, he says that because it's Madison Square Garden, the WWE champion should be there in attendance. Okay, that's fair. Historically, The WWE champion is usually the main guy, the top guy in Madison Square Garden, right? Going back to the good old golden days or whatever you want to call them. But he gets interrupted by somebody whose song I didn't even recognize because I haven't heard it in a fucking long ass time. Stephanie McMahon Helmsley is on Raw on WWE TV. Holy shit, okay. Talk about surprises, right? That was cool. And Cody's like, "Well, what are you doing here? What do you mean? What am I doing here? My grandfather built this place. Of course I'm gonna be here. And I'm here to tell you, Cody, that you're not gonna be able to beat Randy Orton. Randy Orton is crazy. He's Randy Orton. This version of you, Cody, you're not gonna be able to hang with him, basically." So Stephanie McMahon, in her own weird way, tried to give Cody a little pep talk, smacked him across the face a little bit, and was like, "You need to think about how you're going to go into this match," basically. So a little bit tough love here from Stephanie McMahon to good old Cody Rhodes before his match at WrestleMania to kick this Raw at Madison Square Garden off. I thought this was pretty swell, but what'd y'all think?
It was definitely refreshing to see Cody open up Raw. I've got to be honest, I have never been a fan of him being a SmackDown superstar. He feels so much more Raw coded. It's felt very odd having him on SmackDown to me. It's the show that most people don't care about. Like, more people seem to care about NXT than they do Friday Night SmackDown within the last year due to all the bad booking and the horrible writing, the 3 hours, being just very grating on everybody's patience. And I was genuinely surprised to see him open up the show. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. It's not something with the Vision. It's not something with Brock. It's not something with Adam Pearce. It's not something with this. Like, it actually felt like, fuck, this is actually the most different opening show we've had in a long time. Having Stephanie come out was even more of a surprise because the older I've gotten, the more and more I've really appreciated Stephanie McMahon. I've said this before. To me, she is literally the most least problematic McMahon. Out of her whole family, she is the least problematic. That includes Triple H, that includes Shane, that includes her father for sure. She is literally, in my opinion, the one McMahon that, like, everybody's like, we like Stephanie. Having her come out was great. She almost cried. It was nice. Her podcast has also opened this like new wave of appreciation towards her because you just see her kind of disarmed as herself, really having these great conversations with so many superstars and talent. And having her out here with Cody back in character, where she's like trying to be the angel on his shoulder, where we mostly almost always see Stephanie in a heel role, especially over the last decade and a half. Having her be babyface doing tough love for Cody was great. It reminded me of Mick Foley coming out against to talk to Edge years ago when he was like, you need to find that edge that put me through that flaming table, find that edge. And it was that whole thing that like Foley was basically trying to tell Edge, you want to win, you want to be great, you want to do this, you need to find that killer instinct inside of you that helped you become the rated R superstar to begin with. Well, it's the same thing with Stephanie. She's like, you can't beat Randy as he is now if you remain to be who you are right now. She goes, with all due respect, you are not your father. And then that great line from Cody where he goes, with all due respect and love, Stephanie, you're not yours either, which was crazy for them to reference Vince right after when Stephanie basically opened her promo up by kind of sidestepping Vince and going straight for her grandfather built this place. She ignored her dad. She smacks Cody. But all in all, I do believe that if we're going to get an unhinged Cody versus Randy, this needs to be a stipulation match. This can't be just a one-on-one match. We're talking about having to uncage Cody against an uncaged Orton. It needs to be no disqualification or a Hell in a Cell or something like that. This needs to be a blood feud, and that's what I want to see.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Stephanie is 100% without a doubt the least problematic McMahon because I mean, who knows what Shane's doing? Vince, he's Vince. And then Triple H, he's Triple H. So I mean, and just I feel like no one can really hate Stephanie because of her promo work and all she does, like, I don't even know the word for it, but I just feel like that you can't not like Stephanie McMahon, even though she does have the last name, which that is not really an issue. But yeah, I found it surprising, and I was confused why she was out here. I was like, why is she out here? But the one thing that I did pop for was them referencing Vince and the slap to Cody. I just don't have any words. That's how shocked I was. I mean, I was like, "Holy shit, are we gonna get Stephanie in this story?" Which, no, we're probably not. Which she is technically, but I was just shocked at the entire thing of her being out there and the slap to Cody.
What I love is the fact that Stephanie McMahon has a reason to be in this because of the fact that she has been on the other side of this version of Randy Orton before. Because memes are coming out already, and this is not surprising. These memes have been coming out for years on this. That Randy Orton, when it comes to gender equality, there you go. This man will RKO and punt both genders right then and there. Man and woman. He full-blown will. And there is no one better to remind people of that than Stephanie McMahon because of the fact that she has been on the other side of it. She has been RKO'd by this man. Everything else. She knows how it is when Randy Orton is listening to those voices inside of his head. So her reminding Cody on that and reminding him of, hey, you were once with this man when even the slightest bit of voices were popping into his head. This is all out. You can't beat him the way you are now, which is true. And there's no better proof of that. Look back to Mania last year. I hate to say it because I fucking hated that match. But if he couldn't beat Cena in that moment, then he cannot beat Randy Orton with all of the voices going on in his head.
You're muted.
Thank you. Yeah, it was an interesting promo and segment because they both know Randy so well, even though Stephanie claimed, like, oh, you have no idea who you're dealing with. But Cody's like, actually, I do. We go way back, Stephanie. What the fuck you talking about, right? But they also reference that mystery person that Randy Orton's been talking to on the phone so goddamn much. And I don't know. I got mixed feelings about that because it's like, okay, they decided to go with Stephanie McMahon. Is this a one-off or are they trying to tell us something more? And it's funny that you guys mentioned Shane McMahon. I'm like, could Randy Orton be talking to Shane McMahon at this point? I mean, it could be anybody, right? But I thought that was very interesting. Glad to see Stephanie McMahon on WWE TV once again. All right, y'all, let's go to the opening match. They decided to start off hot with a World Tag Team title match, and it's a no disqualification, anything goes between the Usos and the Vision. And to make things even a little bit more interesting, I Show Speed, a recently cursed I Show Speed, was ringside for this match. And LA Knight was doing commentary. So anything can happen here because anything goes, right? And we got all these people involved. And it did, man. Shit went down. The match was a hardcore match where they had the kendo sticks, the tables, the steel trash cans, and the whole shebang. LA Knight got involved. I Show Speed got involved. The Brass Knuckles were involved. The Logan Paul famous Brass Knuckles, who he got it from his mama, who was also ringside, which was hilarious. But I Show Speed gets a hold of the Brass Knuckles and accidentally, quote unquote, hits LA Knight, which this basically led to the Vision winning and becoming the new World Tag Team Champions. And I loved every bit of this, man. The match, the angle, the shenanigans, and we got new Tag Team Champions, y'all.
Yeah, see, this is where I'm going to gripe a little bit. This is going to be probably my main rant of the episode. First things first, already knew that the Vision was going to win this. I literally said they needed to win this like 2-3 weeks ago, I said they need to be the champions. They need to be the ones. And they held off on the Usos dropping them because of the city that they were currently ago, where they were going to drop them. But interestingly enough, WWE needs to fix their fucking ad breaks. Because unless you're watching internationally where you don't have these ads or shit, or you're paying out the ass for ad free, in my case, in my household, I pay $28.99 a month for Netflix between my 2 TVs, and I also pay for my mother's account who lives about 3 towns away. So I pay almost $30 a month, and that's with ads. If I want ad free, I have to add another $6-7 fucking dollars a month. So because of that, I was pissed off when it went to ad break after they send the Vision out of the ring with the Uso Crazy, and then we cut back 3 minutes later, and there's a table in the corner, there's 2 trash cans in the ring, there's kendo sticks all over the place, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? Because this is the problem. You could have just had the ad break before the match started and then cut to the match starting with the ad break ending. Because I missed, how did I, like in 3 minutes, these guys got all these weapons out from under the ring. Other chaos happened. The Vision is down on the fucking ground. And I'm like, what the fuck did I miss? Like, it's so aggravating, WWE. Aside from the fact that I had, like, I'm not bullshitting you, 10 ad breaks tonight, okay, that were all 3 minutes or 2.5 minutes at the least. In the middle of so many matches, it just keeps breaking up momentum, and it's aggravating as fuck. The match was fine, but I gotta be honest. For a match that was for the tag titles, it felt extremely low stakes for me. It felt low stakes for me because I already knew the Vision were winning, because they kind of needed to win, because you can't have Paul Heyman set them up and say, hey, you got to go and do all this, and then have them lose. And 2, it felt low stakes because they involved the Danhausen bullshit in this match, which is supposed to be a serious feud. And then I Show Speed is involved in this for no reason other than the curse. So then, because he gets yanked over, it goes from being a serious feud over the tag titles to comedy bullshit. Oops, I accidentally hit the wrong guy. Let me just set these brass knuckles away and Scooby-Doo moonwalk my way out of here. And bam, the Vision win. I'm fine with the Vision winning. I knew they were going to win. I did not want them to win because Danhausen's curse was affecting I Show Speed, who then is sitting ringside, somehow just placed next to Logan Paul's fucking mother, and then gets yanked over the fucking barricade and then gets involved in the match. Like, it's so stupid. I'm sorry, it's stupid. I'm happy the Vision won, but I wanted this feud to remain the serious feud, not comedy bullshit with a curse thrown in, and then they won because of that. And I'm like, oh, great. You know what else this means? We're getting a 6-on-6 at WrestleMania. I Show Speed and the Vision versus the Usos and LA Knight. Because I was wondering how they were going to include LA Knight in this. Bam, they're throwing I Show Speed into a match. It's so fucking.
I agree with that last part. I think that we would get that match, but I feel like the only 2, like, quote unquote, or no, not even quote unquote, the only 2 heels in the match would be Austin Theory and Logan Paul, because Speed kept on saying, hey, I don't want to be a part of this. I didn't mean to get involved. Just so, I mean, yes, I would like to see him in the ring at Mania, but he just wouldn't be a heel. I don't see him being a heel in that match. The match, believe it or not, this is second match of the night for me. I liked the match. The ad breaks was a little bit annoying for me, but the one thing I just want to, like, touch up on is when Austin Theory got the trash can on his head and the Usos were just going crazy with the kendo sticks. Jey Uso looked like he was a kid that just figured out how to pinata works. He looks like he was trying to get the candy out of Austin Theory's head, which I was loving every bit of it. I was cracking up.
Him and Jimmy literally almost knocked each other out back to back too.
That
I was
too.
like, oh shit. I was like, oh my God, he almost nailed his brother right in the eye.
The match, for me, it was both funny and a really great match, but just it wasn't match of the night for me. I enjoyed every second of it, and I don't have any complaints about it.
The Usos officially have yet another, for like the third damn time now, combined theme, and then are not just coming out to main event Jey Usos. So there's that. They officially have a new theme the same day they lose the damn titles. And by the time this match ended, that was legitimately my only gripe. Why in the world are you hyping them up, giving them a brand new theme, and then having them lose the damn titles the same day? No sense at all to me. But I show Speed, of course. He thought, hey, LA Knight's attacking my boy. I'm going to hit him in the face with a pair of brass knuckles and then act like that was completely accidental. So there you go with that. I am not too happy that the Vision are tag team champions. I feel like that could have waited until later on. I feel like that would have been a bigger spot for Mania, knowing the fact that, hey, we'll get to something that was announced later on, but that's another big thing involving the whole Vision situation. But still, that was really my only gripe.
Yeah, dude, when it comes to like the commercials and stuff like that, they started doing that for like even the international viewers recently. Like every now and then they'll throw in like a 3-minute break. So I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to watch it in regular USA Netflix at this point because it's like, fuck it. It's the same shit anyway. All right, moving on. Liv Morgan cut a damn promo on Stephanie Valkyria. And I say damn because Liv Morgan got really personal. Went after good old Stephanie Valkyria's mama, saying that she was trash. What she say? Tu mamá es basura, puta, which basically means your mom is trash, bitch. I'm like, God damn, all right, we're taking it there. So they get into it. They get into a brawl. And then Roxanne Perez comes back. She's been out for a while in some type of injury of some sort that I can't remember. But yeah, cool to see Roxanne back right in time before WrestleMania. And again, man, this feud between Stephanie Valkyria and Liv Morgan just, to me, in my eyes, just gets more intense and more hotter every week. And I'm really enjoying this. What'd you guys think?
Good promo from Liv. I mean, I knew somebody was coming out. I expected it to be Raquel to blindside Stephanie. It's the way that they frame up somebody whenever they're like coming back into the ring from, announcer side. It's always like they always push in tighter on the person's back. So you can't see someone coming in from the corner until they make contact. So the moment they were pushing in after Stephanie grabbed the chair, I was like, okay, well, the way they're framing Stephanie in camera, Raquel's definitely going to attack her. And then it turned out to be Roxanne Perez. And I was like, oh, okay, she's back. That's fine. And it was a good Oblivion sell onto the steel chair from Stephanie Valkyria. I got to be honest, though. This is now two things in a row, two matches in a row, two back-to-back involvements in a row that would have made better angles at Mania. I show Speed getting yanked over the barricade and getting involved in the match haphazardly makes more sense at Mania if the titles for the Usos tag titles were on the line at Mania. And then I show Speed's front row and gets dragged over, and then he's involved in the finish. That feels like a WrestleMania spot for a match. Same thing here. If you're going to have Roxanne return, why not have her return in the match at Mania and then screw Stephanie over there when the ref isn't looking? Surprise shock return at WrestleMania. Liv then wins the title back in Mania. It feels like that it's like you're doing stuff that like makes sense story-wise, just in the wrong part of the story. I think if they were a little patient and saved both of these two involvements back to back for Mania, I think you get a bigger reaction. Because I got news for you. No one gave a fuck Roxanne was back. That crowd barely reacted. All they did was react on the initial hit. And the moment she starts screaming and throwing those terrible fucking punches that she throws, the audience just did not give a fuck. And then they kind of quieted down until the Oblivion spot on the show. But other than that, this was fine. We're still 3 weeks out from Mania. We'll get there. We're just chugging along.
I'm pretty sure it was 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks or is it three? I'm pretty sure I heard that.
18th and 19th. Today is the 30th, so 3 weeks from now is technically the 20th.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, my bad. Um, I thought this was fine. I didn't really mind. It's good to see Roxanne back because she's had surgery on something I don't know what, but and I just kind of like it felt the whole and this when I say this it goes back to the entire initial like turning on Finn Balor stuff. It felt weird that Roxanne wasn't there and involved with that, but I'm glad she's back now. And why did my dumbass think that that was one of the Bellas? My dumbass thought that that was one of
No,
the Bellas.
legit, for like the moment she made contact, I thought it was Nikki. You're not
I
wrong.
I thought so too. I was
But
like, why is
I'd like to comment on what you just said too. Um, it was weird that Roxanne wasn't there for the turn on Finn. You're right. Keep in mind, Finn is the one that brought Roxanne into the Judgment Day. She should have been there for the breakup. Again, they keep rushing stuff. They're doing good things to the stories at the wrong time in the stories. Because with 3 weeks out for Mania, we've barely had any build for Finn and Dom anyway. So why couldn't you just save that breakup for like tonight?
um I don't know. That would have made a lot more sense if they did that. But I see why they did that when they did that. But I don't really have any other thoughts other than I just know that Roxanne's getting involved at WrestleMania. And the fact that she's back now, it kind of wants me to see Raquel and Roxanne team up just one more time to get in that uh get in I don't even remember what the match was, but
The fatal four-way tag team match for the
yeah,
tag championships.
Yeah, I just feel like that they would be a great addition into that match, but I'm glad that Roxanne's back.
I absolutely agree with the fact that they should have waited with Roxanne Perez. They waited long enough for Liv's return. They legitimately waited until War Game for that to happen, for that big return. Imagine how much bigger it would have been if they waited for Roxanne Perez's return until a stage as big as WrestleMania. Imagine the pop with that, simply because of the fact that it's Roxanne Perez. It would have been so much bigger if they just had a little bit of patience there and waited 2 weeks. That's all they had to wait. But Liv, of course, has to get personal. Well, 2 and some change is what it really is. But overall, Liv gets personal, as she always does. She always has to find a way to make it like extremely personal. And there's no bigger way to do that than bringing in someone's mother. So, of course, she learned from The Rock from 2 years ago. That's what happened there. But still, she just had to do it, and it works perfectly, which means this match is going to be pretty damn big for me.
If Stephanie Vaquer's mama doesn't show up for Mania and fucking get some revenge, I'm joking. All right, y'all. Up next, we had a women's tag team title match: Lyra and Bayley versus the immovable or indestructible or whatever the fuck their name is. Nia Jackson, Lash
Irresistible
Legend.
forces.
Yeah, something like that. And then all the other women's tag teams came out and they had a big brawl and ended in DQ. And then the match was announced: Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match at WrestleMania.
What I find funny, why do all these women's tag team names either majority suck or they don't even have names? Like when they announced the match, like Michael Cole is like, oh yeah, it'll be the Irresistible Forces. What a trash name. Versus Lyra and Bayley, and versus Charlotte and Alexa, and versus the Bellas. And I was like, okay, well, the Bella Twins isn't really a name. They fucking are. 2 of the teams don't even have names, and they've been together for nearly 8 months apiece. And then there's just the stupidest, newest name I've heard ever, the Irresistible Forces. It's some shit I could select out of the generic pile on 2K when I'm making a tag team. But this is fine. I was washing dishes during this match because I already knew it wasn't going to end clean. I already knew that Bayley was never going to get the rub for those titles on free TV. If they're going to put them on anybody, I think it's about fucking time you give Bayley these tag championships at WrestleMania for her and Lyra to have an actual title run. I'm sick of them snubbing Bayley every chance they get. I'm sick of Bayley having to eat the pins. I'm tired of watching Bayley not get the Intercontinental Championship. I'm tired of Bayley always having to be the utility player when it comes to most of the matches she's in. She is the best in the match out of everybody there, not only skill-wise, but leadership-wise, veteran-wise, work-wise. She's just the best wrestler in every match that she's usually fucking in. So I think it's about time you put it on her and Lyra at Mania. With this being a fatal four-way, I feel like we all knew this was going to be a multi-tag match for Mania. I mean, why else would you be building up the women's tag division for like the last 6.5, 7 months straight as strongly as you have been if they weren't all going to be involved at some point together? They've all been interfering in each other's matches. They've been crossing brands. We knew this was coming. It's just nice to see it official. It's nice to see WrestleMania's card taking shape. I'm excited for this match because I think it is going to be good when I look at the collective work that is in this ring. Again, you have Nia Jax, former world champion, Alexa Bliss, former world champion, Charlotte, former world champion, Bayley, former world fucking champion. You have Asuka, former world fucking champion. And then you got to look at everybody, or not Asuka, sorry, that's the Kabuki Warriors. The Bellas, Nikki, former world champion. So when it comes down to it, I think it's going to be really good. I'm excited for it. And I don't have a lot of thoughts other than it's just nice to see it on the card.
Yeah, it's nice to see these 4 women that have been getting in each other's matches and costing each other the tag titles multiple times, by the way. And now the newest team that got their tag title opportunities, I wouldn't say robbed, but costed, Bayley and Lyra. And I don't even know if this is right, but I don't even know if is Charlotte and Alexa's team name, like Char Alexa, is that just people like thing people say online, or is that like
it's just the loving name they've been given by the fans, really, but they don't have an official name. We all thought it was the best friends for like 2 months, and they still just come out as Charlotte and Alexa.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clearing that up. I'm just not a lot of thoughts other than I'm glad to see it on the card. Yeah.
Of course, this was going to happen. We all knew that this was not going to. It just wasn't. There's too many players in this game just for this match to end. There was just no way. So, of course, everybody gets involved. Basically, the entire women's tag division at this point got involved in this one thing. So, this is not the first thing, though, in my head. Because my mind immediately goes, hey, we got a fatal 4-way for the IC title. I believe it was last year, wasn't it? Or something like that. I think that was last year. Now we're getting another one, fatal 4-way tag for the tag title. So I say, let's do it. Let them go at it. But Bayley deserves better.
We have a fatal 4-way for the women's IC titles at Mania?
He's saying last year's Mania for the men's title.
Okay, because my final thought on this, Edgar, I'm sorry, is if we're doing a fatal 4-way for the tag titles, why don't we just throw the Kabuki Warriors in there too? Why don't we just throw in fucking Raquel and Roxanne? I mean, because now I'm thinking of all the people who are going to be left out and that are going to be thrown into some stupid battle royal or some dumb showcase match, and it's like, just make the women's tag titles a tag team like gauntlet match and let them run one after the other, or do it all tornado tag style. They're all legal and it goes by elimination. Last person for their team standing wins. and just utilize everybody you've been building for all this time. It just makes no sense to bring Roxanne back, leave her off the card. Raquel was just in a feud for the world championship. Oh, she'll be off the card. The Kabuki Warriors are a tag team, but they're too busy interfering in singles competition. Off the card. So I'm just like, I feel like this Mania is shaping up well, but there's a lot of shit left on the table that I feel like a lot of people are going to be sitting and catering who shouldn't be, or thrown into some bullshit battle royal or, showcase match no one's going to give a fuck about.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on what you're saying really quick before we move on, Mr. Blood, like I get where you're coming from, but also we're going to talk about some of the other matches that were announced tonight on Raw. A ladder match with 5 people in it. Then you have this fatal 4-way match. And then I'm pretty sure the fucking United States Championship is going to turn into a triple threat match. So I already feel like they're adding a whole bunch of people to these matches already. And that's one of the complaints that I have a lot about AEW shows. They have like fucking 13 matches, and one of them involves like 10 people, and they just have all these fucking wrestlers just because it's like, oh, let's just have them on the card. And sometimes just having all these people just so they can be on the card of WrestleMania, sometimes it's just like, yeah, like I don't know.
The problem is that you spend all that time building up all of these people. And the thing is, there's so many of them that were involved in very important stories that are not announced for Mania. Like, again, like your girl Raquel, MVP of the Chamber, fantastic in the Rumble, was beating the shit out of Stephanie not 2 months ago, sitting here taking spots for herself from Liv. And now she's in the middle of, feuding with, Io Sky out of nowhere. And it's like the Kabuki Warriors are involved. Well, all 4 of those women have all been involved in major stories in the last 3 months. And I don't see any announcement for any of them for Mania because the women's IC title is being a singles defense by AJ against Becky Lynch. And it makes me miss when the Money in the Bank ladder matches were on Mania. We don't need a PLE for that. It makes me miss that because all those people had something else to do that was still stakes, that was still for something important. And I just feel like they've replaced that with runner-up, oh, you'll be an Andre the Giant trophy winner, or you're going to showcase your division. And it's like, then why spend all that time putting them in stories and building them up if when the show of shows comes, you leave them out of everything important that you had them previously a part of within recent weeks? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at this point, and I am a huge fan of Raquel, but at this point, I'm like, if they're just going to put her on WrestleMania just for the sake of putting her on WrestleMania just so they can say that they did, I'm not going to care. Like, if I want to see Raquel at a spot in WrestleMania, I want it to be a good spot that matters, in a good showcasing, not just some, oh, let's just add her to this match just cause, like, who fucking cares? I don't know. But moving on from this, now to some real business here. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out in this next segment, and Brock Lesnar is dressed to fight. He's wearing his gear. He's wearing his UFC gear. And Paul Heyman's like, you know what? The last couple of weeks, making excuses like a typical heel manager does. The first week, Seth Rollins distracted Brock Lesnar. That's why Obafemi got him. Last week, Brock Lesnar wasn't dressed to fight. He was just out here to have a conversation with Oba. So he caught Brock Lesnar off guard. Obafemi did. But this week, there's no Rollins. This week, Brock Lesnar's dressed to fight. So bring that ass out here, Obafemi, and come get these hands. Come get this work. Obafemi answers, wastes no time. Well, he wastes a little time because he has to do his little strut down the ring, or down the alleyway, or whatever you want to call it. The ramp. Anyway, Adam Pearce tries to come out and put a stop to this along with his little security guards, but that doesn't work. Obafemi takes out the security guards and Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce took a bump here tonight because Obafemi shoved Adam Pearce. He like pie-faced him to get him out the way so he can make his way into the ring. And right when Obafemi and Brock Lesnar, both of them dressed to fight, which I thought was odd. I'm like, they're not gonna fight right now again, are they? not before WrestleMania. This is something that they should wait for WrestleMania. This is a WrestleMania match. I know it's Madison Square Garden, but I did not want to see it. I'm like, no. I want to wait for the big night to see this, right? Thankfully, Papa H, my savior, came out and he was like, nope, you're not doing this. Get this big motherfucker Brock Lesnar out of here. This match is going to happen in WrestleMania if it's the last goddamn thing I do. And it's Triple H, man. Of course, they got to listen to him, right? So maybe not Adam Pearce, but they'll listen to Triple H.
I'm going to make this quick because I really just was very aggravated about this. One, I think this is the best Brock Lesnar match build to a Mania match we've had in years, because he actually seems to give a shit about putting Oba over. He seems to care about making sure that this kid is seen as a star. I think that's a great thing, because if this is in fact Brock's last handful of months leading into SummerSlam, then I think he's going out the right way, really putting his best foot forward, showing up for all the week-to-weeks, making sure that Oba looks great, and that's amazing. I tip my hat to Brock, even though I cannot stand him. But two, this was also stupid. What a fucking case of blue balls. I know people are like, oh, they got to keep them apart until Mania. Well, if that's the case, why'd they let them get physical the last 2 fucking weeks? So now we're going to keep them apart? Like, you flew Brock all the way out to New York from Minnesota or North Dakota, wherever the fuck he lives, so he could put on his shorts and his shoes, tie his hair back in a cute little ponytail, and then walk out of the ring like a bitch. I'm like, that was worth the air miles. All I'm saying is, you could have just left it off the show, saved it till next week, or saved this specific pull apart. Hey, we're not giving away the main event or we're not giving away one of the big or one of the big marquee matches until Mania. You could have saved that for the go home show of Raw for Mania. It didn't need to be here 3 weeks away. As far as I'm concerned, this could have waited 2 Raws from now. I thought it was really stupid here, and it was a waste of fucking time. And Triple H, of course, has got a Triple H. He comes out to enormous fucking boos. And the crowd didn't just hate it because it was them blue balling. It was them hating it because Triple H came out. So I'm like, this again, feeding into my point all show that they keep doing good stuff for the story. They keep doing it at the wrong fucking time. This belonged 2 weeks from now on the go home show. The shit from the opener where Aisha Speed gets involved should have been at Mania, because that felt more like a Mania angle. The shit with Roxanne returning and attacking Stephanie should have been at the match at Mania, so you get the return pop and Liv can win the title back in a way that also protects fucking Stephanie. They keep doing great story decisions. The shit by having them all turn on Finn instead of waiting till Roxanne was there for it, because he's the one who brought Roxanne in. If you just fucking wait and stop rushing WWE, you're going to get better and bigger reactions from this. That's all I'm trying to say here. And this, again, proved it. This segment was fine. It was in the wrong episode.
Yeah, 100% agree. It just felt like wrong place, wrong time. It was entertaining, yes, don't get me wrong. I was down to see them throw hands right then and there, but the one problem I have with this entire thing is that I feel like most of the Triple H hate comes from the IWC, but I feel like that people just hate him because he's him. Because he doesn't book the way how they want to. It's not his show, but it is kind of his show. I don't know what to call it. It's not his show, but it is his show at the same time.
It's his baby. It's his creative.
That. But I just feel like he gets too much hate. Yes, he can do some stupid shit sometimes, but sometimes he also does really good stuff. And it was one of the scenarios that he does stupid stuff, because like I said, like Blood said, wrong place, wrong time. It should have happened maybe next week, the week before Mania, or maybe like last week or something. I don't know. It shouldn't have happened here.
Yeah, it shouldn't have. We all have said it at this point. Triple H has a problem of doing the right things, like truly doing the right shit, but doing it at the wrong damn time.
Not me.
Shut up.
I didn't say that.
Well,
I don't
you
agree
didn't.
with that, just for the record. But go ahead.
Well, you're clearly wrong. You are in the minority there. But still, at this point, I feel like he should have put his foot down. I'm with Tox on this last week. Like, as much as I loved the moment of Obafemi taking Brock Lesnar out for a second time, I feel like at this point, that's really when he should have put his foot down instead of.
I don't know, man. You guys sound kind of contradicting a little bit, because you guys all agree this is a great feud, right? But then you guys are like, oh, I didn't want to see this tonight. I think because they do stuff like this. This is the reason why this build-up, I think Mr. Blood was the one that said it, it's one of the best build-ups for a Brock Lesnar match. And this is why.
Nah, but you're misunderstanding. It's not contradictory to enjoy something, but also recognize it's ill-placed. People love the Black Widow movie. However, it came 6 years too late after her character had already been killed in Avengers Endgame, and the story takes place directly after Civil War in 2016, 3 years before she dies on screen. You can enjoy something, and it can be at the wrong time, is my point. People love Top Gun Maverick. 25
but this
years
is
later.
Madison Square Garden. You gotta have Brock Lesnar at the MSG.
You can have him there. Doesn't mean that what you have him doing there makes sense. The point is that if you're going to sit there and tell me now Triple H, after 2 interactions, decides you guys can't touch each other, why didn't they come out and stop Oba last week when he came down the second time? The point is, you can easily go, hey, we're going to keep talking shit, build this up. We're going to have you guys either do this next week where we keep you apart, and then on the go home Raw, you attack each other, or we have you guys attack each other next week, and then on the go home Raw before Mania, we go, nah, you're not touching each other again. Save it for this weekend. That really gets the crowd on the edge of the seat going, oh, you blue balled me. Oh, I can't wait till Mania. Fuck. That's what you do. It's a great fucking story beat at the wrong time in the story's song.
I don't know, man. Well, we do know one thing. Brock Lesnar is going to be at least make one more Raw appearance. And I know that because he was advertised for my hometown in Sacramento. So I don't know. There's a couple more Raws left. I don't know if he's going to show up to every single one. But he has one more left at least before WrestleMania.
Yeah, there's 2 Raws left before Mania.
Okay, so I guess the question is he going to show up for both of them? I don't think so. Maybe just the one here. But, I mean, I'm loving this, man. Everything about it. So we'll see what happens next with Oba and Brock. Because up next, we had Penta versus Kofi Kingston for the IC Championship. Penta won. Even though Grayson Waller was ringside trying to help Kofi. Kofi didn't want his help, which kind of backfired. And then after the match, Penta cut a promo announcing the big ladder match, which later on it was announced who is going to be in this ladder match. It's going to be Penta defending versus Dragon Lee, Javon Evans, Rusev, and JD Madonna.
I thought this match was fine. It's good. It's Penta. It's Kofi. Some of Grayson Waller, the cracks between, looks like without Xavier there, looks like Kofi's finally like putting his foot down with Grayson, called him an idiot, called him stupid, shoot him away over and over again. I think good. It hasn't gone anywhere. They literally like started off strong with it, and then they went weeks and weeks and weeks without us even seeing them do anything with Grayson on TV. Again, I stand by what I said months ago. This whole New Day heel turn involving Grayson would have been so much better had it been focused on the New Day, the veterans, trying to make a bigger star out of Grayson instead of Grayson having to play fucking manager for the majority of this. This guy got shredded in the best shape of his life to be a manager? Come on. So I'm glad Penta retained. I think we all knew he was going to. There ain't no way they're going to have him just drop the title right now. They just had him win it. And he's got Mania in fucking 20 days. When it comes down to it, I am confused about how this is supposed to be. Because I don't know if they tripped over themselves when they mentioned the match or what. But I don't know if this match, this 5-way is for Mania or not. Because they literally said, this was just announced, something. This will be on WWE's main event on the YouTube channel. We're going to have a contendership match. And then directly after, they show a panel of the 5 of them in a ladder match at Mania. So I was like, wait. Are they all in a match at Mania together? Or are you doing a contendership match on WWE's main event channel on YouTube to see who's facing Penta in a ladder match at WrestleMania? Because they said the same things back to back in the same 20 seconds. And so now I don't actually know if it's a one-on-one at Mania or if it's a 5-way. It's so confusing.
I think it's going to be a 6-way. I think they're going to add Hijo del Vikingo because of what happened at AAA this past weekend. Penta and Hijo del Vikingo were teasing a match at WrestleMania, so I think he's going to be added to this ladder match.
But the problem is, this is what I'm saying though. What's the WWE main event shit then on YouTube? Because when the original panel came across, Penta didn't announce who he was facing at Mania. He said, I'll be in a ladder match at Mania. But then the graphic comes up, and then Michael Cole and them are saying something about WWE's main event on YouTube to see who's going to win for the contendership of the IC title. The very next panel in the exact same fucking segment, in the same 10 seconds, we then see a graphic of Penta and these 4 other fucking dudes, and it says ladder match WrestleMania Intercontinental Championship. So then I don't understand what the fuck the YouTube.
Tommy, do you have any info on this, Tommy?
Like I can't be the only one solved.
Not.
Okay, well, we'll find
really
out.
I don't have any information on this.
Like you guys know what I'm talking about, right? You heard what he said.
I just saw the graphic and I assumed that they're just automatically in the match, but you could be right. This could be like a number 1 contendership. It only says Intercontinental Championship ladder match, and it has all 5 of these guys on the graphic. That's it.
And again, you're not wrong. That's what I'm saying. Like that's the problem I had. Get it together, WWE. Why? Because it's now I don't know what to expect. Did we just add a match to Mania? Or are you telling me there's a contendership for who's going to get a match? Why bring up the WWE YouTube main event contendership and then directly after show me a graphic of the Mania background, the Mania words and letterhead, and then Intercontinental Championship ladder match? Like,
I don't think they'll have a one-on-one ladder match. Those are usually like grudge feuds to like a big blow-off match. Usually like the last, I don't know how many years, the WWE, all of the ladder matches involve a shit ton of people. So I think that's what's going to most likely what's going to happen.
I think we're going to need to get some clarity on this in the next week for sure, because they promoted 2 things at the exact same time, but then mentioned the same belt across both of them.
Man, I heard something qualifying match, something Intercontinental Championship match, ladder match at Mania. That's all I heard. I didn't hear anything about the main event channel on YouTube. I didn't hear anything. All I heard is qualifying match, ladder match, WrestleMania Intercontinental Championship. That's it. And also the names of the competitors, which all of these competitors in here more than deserve this spot, because I feel like they have been way on, well, at least half of them have been way underused. And there's only 2 in specific that I'm talking about. You could already picture who I'm talking about, Rusev and JD McDonough. But the match itself, surprise, surprise, this was actually match of the night for me. I liked this match. It was smooth. It wasn't clean because Grayson tried to get involved, but that's not what I meant by clean. I meant like it was a clean match. It was just I don't even know the words for it. That's how much I liked it, if that makes sense.
Where was Javon?
In the backstage segment.
I was surprised he wasn't involved in this, trying to keep Grayson away from screwing over Penta.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, okay, where's Javon? Because someone's got to deal with Grayson
He
because
was like one of those background things where I forgot whose backstage segment it was, where he was just in the background talking to Kofi Kingston.
I
That
can
was it.
answer that. It
Okay,
was
I thought it was a
his.
weird footnote, but I was like, why is like he was just feuding with Kofi literally last week and arguing with him, but he's gonna send Penta out there by himself to deal with two people? I was like, that doesn't sound like Javon.
It was the backstage segment was with Adam Pearce, Isha Speed, Danhausen, and LA Knight, like in the
Yeah.
beginning of the show.
And basically, what they were saying was Kofi's trying to recruit Javon, and he's trying to lead by example, and he's trying to win so he can prove to Javon that he should accept his offer or some bullshit.
So yeah, this was match of the night for me. I liked the pacing of it and just all around the vibes.
This should tell you right now. Like the match itself, I loved it. Penta did his thing. Kofi is as good as he always is. But my main gripe myself is the fact that I forgot this ladder match was even announced by Penta. It's the entire reason why at the beginning of the episode I said 9. Because I completely forgot about the other matches that were announced tonight until I looked back at what you sent us, Snug, and realized, wait, I miscounted. That's 11 matches that we have, not
Damn.
9. So right now it looks like we're getting 12. So
Oh, goddamn.
yeah, match of the night for sure. I'm with Toxic on that one. Penta, as I said, he's as good as he always is. High flyer, all of that. Same with Kofi. I want to see Kofi in another Rumble doing his stuff with.
And another match was announced. Well, it hasn't been announced yet. It did actually, now that I think about it. It was announced. Seth Rollins versus Gunther was announced, made official for WrestleMania by Adam Pearce. And the way this all went down, Paul Heyman goes out there to address the crowd. And the big question that Adam Pearce was asking Paul Heyman all night, have you checked your email? Have you checked your email? Paul Heyman's like, no, bitch, I'm from New York. I don't check my email. I'm a Hall of Famer. I'm a GOAT. I'm the only standing promoter of the 90s and the only manager standing, active manager from the 80s. Put some respect on my name. And Adam Pearce was like, look, bro, I've been trying to tell you that Seth Rollins, all his charges were dropped by Boston PD. Seth Rollins is a free man. Free my boy Seth is what Adam Pearce said. Seth Rollins showed up with the steel chair and hit Paul Heyman on the back. Poor Paul Heyman, dude. This whole entire month, he's been through hell. He's been rushed to the hospital. He's had his nose broken. He's been stomped out. He's been hit by fucking chairs and all kinds of shit. Paul Heyman's been going through it this month. But Gunther, of all people, showed up and attacked Seth Rollins. I have so many questions. Is Gunther joining forces with Paul Heyman now in the Vision? I don't think so. Because after Gunther took out Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman was still selling in the ring. Gunther did not go over to Paul to try to see if he was okay or nothing. He just went about his business, kept going, okay. So this kind of just felt like we just need to have something for Gunther to do. Seth Rollins needs an opponent because they're all either injured or busy doing something else. So, hey, let's just throw Gunther in there is what it felt like to me. Because other than what business does Gunther have here? Like, I know we might find out, hopefully, but this was just like, huh?
All right. So this 100% confirms, unless they swerve us randomly at the last minute, which would be stupid, unless they're going to do something in the match itself at Mania. This confirms that the rumors that Braun Breaker was apparently going to be healed in time to have his match against Seth are false. I want to do something a little different here, Edgar. I want you to post this clip on Instagram, what I'm about to say, and I want to attach an Instagram poll to it so we can gauge how our fan base and the wrestling fans, do you guys like that we are getting Gunther standing in for Braun against Seth at WrestleMania, even though we all know it should be Braun Breaker? But Braun is injured. He can't be in the match. So would you have rather I mean, you can't change it now. But again, this is Gunther basically needing something to do at Mania because he's been on a tear, and leaving him off the card would be ridiculous. So it's Gunther versus Rollins with no reasoning so far, no attachment to the vision whatsoever. I can't even remember the last time Gunther and Seth had anything to do with each other. And this feels very thrown together. So Seth has a match and Gunther has a match. The question I ask you, the wrestling fandom, the IWC, or wrestling fans in general, are you okay with Gunther versus Seth or not? And that will be the poll on Instagram. Yes or no, are you okay with it? And that's all I have to say about this.
Well, I guess you can tell what my one complaint about the show was. This entire fucking thing, which I get why they are doing it, because Braun Breaker may not be fully healed to come back, which that is completely fine. It is blah. I swear to God, why is my brain like this? If it's for that reason, thank you. If it's for that reason, okay. But it can't be a retirement match. It cannot. There is too much left for Seth to do with the vision. It just can't. It would not make sense for it to be a retirement match. It has to be some other reason. It could just be that Gunther he's just bored and he wants someone to beat the fuck out of. It just can't.
If it is a retirement match, then we already know who's going to win because Seth Rollins is not going to retire anytime soon.
And then you and then you have a problem because one, the ending is predictable because you know Seth has to win, and two, you cut the momentum out from under Gunther as well.
Yeah, so it's not going to be a retirement match.
Yeah, but just if it is, it just can't be. You get a lose-lose situation. You lose the story with Seth and the Vision, and that's if Gunther wins. And if Seth wins, you lose the momentum that Gunther has. Yes, I'm saying that. Surprise, surprise. But this entire thing is all right. I'm glad that Seth is medically cleared. Hope to see him in the ring very soon, not just at Mania, because I know he's at Mania. But I want, like, if he's, I don't know the word for it. If he's like, if he has a match in the next 3 weeks, which I don't think he would, but I just miss this man. I just want to see him in the ring again.
I do apologize for slipping out. It is because of the fact that my laptop decided to be extremely stupid with me and dropped the internet all of a sudden. But when it comes to this, Gunther, I am confused. Are you going after Rey Mysterio or are you going after Seth Rollins?
It's Seth. Rey is injured.
Okay, so they're legitimately just shoving Seth into the situation just to have Gunther at me. Gotcha. Randomly, out of nowhere. Just because, hey, look, he's another old timer. I'm going to go after him next. So that's just how this feels with me. It just full-blown feels like they just shoved Seth in there because Rey is injured.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. All right, and then Io Sky wrestled Raquel Rodriguez.
It was completely heatless for the audience until they came back from the commercial break. Audience cared a little bit, mostly just about Io Sky. What I said all those months ago confirmed. I knew this story had to eventually end up in the story of Kairi having to break free of the control of Asuka. They finally did it 6 or 7 months after I said it. But we're here, and the audience didn't care, but they would have had they made this a story thread much more consistently and hearkened on it months ago and stayed hearkening on it. To have Io fucking care about Kairi now when she gave up on Kairi months ago makes no sense.
Wait, Kairi turned on Asuka?
No. Io, when Kairi and them betrayed Io kept trying to get Kairi free of Asuka's control months ago, in the summer almost. And then when Kairi was a lost cause, Io and Rhea gave up on trying to get Kairi out of underneath Asuka's thumb. So then now months later, they're like, oh, hey, Io just randomly cares about getting Kyrie free from Asuka again. Okay. Would have made a hell of a lot more of a deal if we had kept on that story beat the entire time, the abuse, and seeing Io constantly trying to talk to Kyrie and it not working. Not just let's drop the story thread for 4 months and then pick it back up and expect people to remember or care. But okay. Raquel gets the win because of, Io being distracted, from taking out Asuka, and match is over. Tits up, hooray.
Sorry, I was distracted. It's weird for me to say this because Raquel is my favorite female superstar on the. It sounded like I said stupid star, didn't I? My favorite female superstar on the Raw roster. But I didn't give a shit about this match. I genuinely didn't. The only thing I can see coming out of this is Io and Asuka at Mania. That's literally it.
I forgot this shit happened. That's it.
All right. Moving on to the final segment, CM Punk and Roman Reigns once again. CM Punk, he comes out there wasting no time. He's got his wrists taped up. He's ready to fight. And he charges straight for Roman Reigns, who was in the ring, who he said 3 words, acknowledge me, and interrupted him right away. So we're wasting no time here. And they go at it. CM Punk and Roman Reigns start brawling. It kind of reminded me of Randy and Cody over on SmackDown. There was some security there. They couldn't keep them apart. They just kept fighting each other. It wasn't as long as the Randy and Cody segment, but CM Punk did manage to get some revenge on Roman Reigns, hit him with the GTS, then power bombed him through the announce table. Kind of like how Roman did to him last week and was like, yeah, who's fucking old now? Bitch, you just got power bombed through the table by an old man, Roman. And yeah, man, CM Punk is looking crazy. He is like laughing. He's punching Roman. He's going ham. This was so good, I thought. I'm so pumped for this match, and I just love seeing Punk and Roman beat each other up, bro. I think it's music to my ears.
Yeah, I'm extremely glad that although I've enjoyed the vast majority of all the promo segments and exchanges over the last many weeks involving the Usos and Roman and Punk, or just Punk and Roman themselves, it was nice to see them cut through the promo stuff tonight and just go straight to the physical, because we've had a little bit of physical with them, right? But it was nice to just get from okay, I've said enough, I'm gonna beat your ass. And just with no Usos involved, this is why Punk is my GOAT. Just goes, I ain't fucking scared. I ain't never scared. Charge that ring. They're beating on each other. Punk got quite a bit more shit in on Roman than Roman was even able to get in on Punk, even with the help of the fucking Usos last week. Punk was beating on him. Punk throws him over the top rope, hits the ground. Punk throws him face first in the freaking the freaking post. Punk hits him with a GTS. Punk powerbombed him through a table. Then Punk starts beating on his head while he's already half conscious. It was great. The security earned their money tonight. Those poor bastards had to deal with Brock Lesnar and Oba and then go deal with Punk and Roman. You better give me a raise, Adam. But it's nice to see them finally getting physical. I like the fact that Punk's like, you can call me old, but again, like I said before, you just got your ass beat by an old man, let that sink in, Roman. You got your ass beat by a guy that's nearly 8 years older than you. And on top of that, I'd like to remind people who think Roman is better, this and that. CM Punk in WWE canonical lore and history has beaten Roman before, clean. And that, again, proving Roman's point, or Punk's point, Roman can't do anything by himself. Punk beat Roman when it was 3-on-1, the whole Shield at their peak versus one guy. And CM Punk still fucking won. Because again, when chips are down, Roman can't do shit without help. And Punk proved that tonight by beating his ass, because no Usos in sight. Yeet.
I'm just glad that we got straight into it.
You're
No,
muted.
really? Was I?
I can hear you.
Oh,
I
I can't hear
can't
Toxic at all. Or Tommy.
I don't know why, but I'm glad we got straight into it. No bull crap. No, hey, you're old. I'm better. I'm the tribal chief. Acknowledge me. No, we just got straight into it. No, and I'm glad that Roman got his receipt for last week because I just think he full on deserved it.
Snug, can you hear me? Okay, that's the big thing that matters here. So, the only thing that would make this feud even better, in which I wouldn't be surprised if it happens next week or at the Go Home show for Mania, is if Roman brings up Larry. If that happens, this entire feud gets 10 times more personal and it gets even better because of the fact that man would bring up one of the biggest things that would absolutely get into the soul of CM Punk. That one name is going to target him and break him down completely. But here's what I loved about this. There was a point where as CM Punk was beating on Roman Reigns, he starts the Roman Reigns chant as he's punching him. And the mic caught it. And I absolutely love that because I found it absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, well, it's definitely starting to feel like WrestleMania season now today, at least for me, because we're having all these matches that are being announced. Excuse me, we're having these brawls. So we're getting closer and closer, man. I'm pumped. But yeah, that's what went down tonight on this episode of Monday Night Raw. That was a review with the Snug Wrestling crew. If you're new, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for your comments. Follow us everywhere, Apple Podcasts and all that good stuff. But with that being said, Blood, could you do the honors, please?
Thank you guys for hanging out with us as always. That was the Monday Night Raw March 30th review in the books while we are 2 weeks out and some change from WrestleMania 42. Now, as far as go, guys, if you love kicking with us, you can do it every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday after Monday Night Raw, NXT, and our one-on-ones on Thursday, plus Friday Night SmackDowns all go off the air, respectively on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook Live for all of our post-show reviews and our Thursday night engagement episodes where myself and the head of Snug Wrestling, Edgar, do one-on-one hours on TikTok Live for random or relevant wrestling topics, and we answer your fan questions live. Of course, be looking out because the Wednesday of the weekend of WrestleMania, we will be doing our WrestleMania predictions for both nights. It will be quite fun, so make sure you are tuning in for that. Of course, if you love the channel and love supporting the podcast, head on over to teepublic.com. That is teepublic.com/snug-wrestling to pick up your wrestling merch. We've got over 70 designs of wrestling merch for you guys to choose, not just t-shirts and apparel. It's everything down to phone cases, protective covers. I have one on my phone right now. It's going to be pants and bags and tapestries and tons of stuff. And we might have some WrestleMania adjacent designs out for you in the next couple of weeks. And don't forget, guys, until next time, stay safe, stay savage, and stay snug. Boys, that was one time for the one time I said that was 4 letters.
4 letters.
One
Word.
word.